Of Attree Unplugged. Today's guest is Wade Kanawatti. Hey mate, how you doing?
Very good, thank you for having me.
Not a problem. Thanks for coming in, mate. Wanted to start one of the first ones. The last few episodes have been around how Attree started. Wanted to give the community insight into obviously Kevin starting the business through to Steve and Monty coming on board. Wanted to tell your story. It's a unique one. Used to seeing you across the road at the chemist. So how long were you a chemist for at Greg's?
Just over 6 years. So pretty much straight out of high school, started up at that chemist and then just worked my way up.
Beautiful. Quite interesting because I remember always seeing you sitting on your car out the front before starting work, and then all of a sudden we got told that you're starting with us from a sales perspective. So one of the cool stories that I wanted to tell is sort of maybe your rookie season with Attree and how that's gone for you, who's sort of helped you through all that process and everything like that. One thing I did want to touch on, which we'll do later, is Ramadan. You just completed that as well, so I wanted to give the community insight. I have a fairly basic knowledge, but I wanted to give the community an idea on sort of how that looks and everything like that. So to kick it off, over 12 months now with Attree Real Estate, what was the first year like for you?
First year was good. So obviously leaving the chemist, I thought, look, at the chemist I've progressed to my max. Can't really get any higher unless I went down that uni path and whatnot. I thought, look, that's not for me. Can't do that 4 years of study, can't do that year of crack, earning not the best income and having to still pay bills to enjoy life.
Yep.
So I thought, look, real estate, you see it in the news, you see it in the TV shows, you think it's all glamour and easy money and this, that. So I thought, look, let's give real estate a shot. I obviously seen everyone from this place come through to the chemist. Bit of a friendship with everyone, I like to think.
Yep.
And then, look, slung a message through to Andy and said, mate, look, what's going on? Like, you guys looking for someone, etc. Brought me in for an interview and everything, all the puzzle pieces aligned, I guess. And I started here in January of last year, so January 23.
Yep.
Came on board with Andy, did a little bit of training with him and whatnot over the last year. Helped me out quite a bit. Taught me all the ropes. Found out it wasn't as easy as I thought it was. Found out it wasn't, you just get a phone call randomly and someone wants to sell their house and you pocket some nice money. Big hit in that sense, but no, it's been really good and feel like I've learned quite a lot. Had quite a few good success stories. Obviously joining in a market like this as well.
Yep.
It's got its own unique challenges, but I think it's good to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. You touched on making sort of friendships with people coming to the chemist. It's a little bit scary that you know what medication everyone's on. So you touched on it in terms of the glitz, the glamour. What was it like, reality, first sort of expectation and where that balance was?
Yeah, so I thought straight away, look, I've got to go out and buy some nice suits. I've got to go get a watch. I've got to have a nicer car, etc. But it's not that, man. I'm hitting the pavement more than I'm in the office, on the phones, doing everything like that.
So you need to upgrade your sneakers rather than your car.
Correct, yeah, do get those long socks going.
No, good stuff. So you touched on a little bit with Andy and his assistance through the first year. Was that the biggest help for you, 100%. Adjusting?
Yeah, so look, I'd say I'd come in and instead of just being thrown in the deep end saying, look, go find a listing, and then when you find one, come to us for help, it was more, take that first 2-3 months, just shadow me. So go to appraisals with him, went to home opens with him, just how to do little stuff like putting those signboards up. You've got to have them perfect, you've got to have them on the side of the road so you don't annoy the neighbours, and like have it all different.
Yep.
So that was a big help for me, and then after those first 3 months, I felt like I could maybe go out on my own a little bit, start doing my own little appraisals, did home opens and whatnot, but still stayed with Andy because there's just so much knowledge you can collect.
Yep.
Especially in this job, we've got all the sales agents. I feel like everyone's got a unique abilities. So like you get some agents that are real tech focused, some that are real just knock on those doors. So picking up a little bit from everyone, I think that's really helped.
Absolutely. Touch on the community involvement as well. So obviously being a chemist coming across, am I right in saying that you've actually sold a couple of people's properties?
Yeah, so that's been probably my biggest, I'd say, help in finding clients. So starting with a new agent, I'm not super old as well, so I think having someone a little bit younger, an owner, which credit to them, you're not probably going to trust someone as young. You feel like they don't have the experience or the knowledge, which I don't agree with, but it's fair enough, like the world works. I'm obviously coming from the chemist, having those clients that already trusted me with their medication, which is a big deal. Like you've got their life in their hand. Having that bond, that relationship already there, so they trust you a little bit more to bring you into their house. And then once we're sitting down and I actually go through all the steps, how we market, how we do everything, a little bit more trust there, and then selling their homes and getting them good prices, the referral business, and that's kind of how it's picked up.
Yeah, I mean, you go across to the shops with you and it's like you're a superstar over there. Everyone's like, hi, Wade, hi, Wade, hi, Wade. So let's fast forward, 2 or 3 years. What do you think? What are your sort of maybe your key area of your focuses, and what do you want it to look like for you?
Oh, more money would be nice. Nah, look, honestly, it's hard to say. Like they say you overestimate where you're going to be in a year, but underestimate where you're going to be in 5.
Yep.
So I think in 2 years, it's hard to say. Look, I'd like to obviously have a few more listings, as we all would.
Yep.
Just kind of build myself up to a place where people don't know me as the chemist one anymore. They know me as the real estate agent.
Yep.
Because I'll still get it all the time. Like, oh, where have you moved to?
Yep.
And whatnot.
Yep.
Just have my name a bit more prominent around here, I guess.
Yep. I mean, we touched on it briefly, but you come in at 2023. Listings, it was a little bit easy to get listings. It was a little, compared to where we are at the moment, where it's really, really tight. What are your sort of key learnings from those different type of markets? Because you are right. I think a lot of people would have come into the market, say, in 2022, 2023, where listings were high, sales were really high. What are sort of the big differences that you've noticed in the market for yourself?
Well, the way I'm seeing it is, I understand it's hard. Like, I don't know what an easy market is because I've been in an easy market where listings are flowing but they're not selling. So there's a big difference there. I just keep waking up every morning and being like, look, if I can get through this harder market where stock's tight, still make a livable income. When the market does shift, and it always does shift, as everyone's told me, eventually it's going to happen. I feel like it's going to be a lot easier for myself. I'll be able to pick up a few more, like a bit easier, and just work off those ones.
Beautiful. The last thing that I want to touch on with you is Ramadan. You recently finished that. So congratulations. I've got a very basic understanding of Ramadan, but a lot of what I've looked into for myself around focus during the day and energy and keeping all that up so that you can perform at your maximum. How do you approach that month how does it vary for you?
Probably approaching it the best I could.
Yes.
You have like a theory in your head, like I'll wake up at this time, eat this amount, go to the gym and try and keep your normal routine, but it's just you don't realise how important food is for the body and water is for the body. Because you find yourself at 12 o'clock just starting to go down. So I think you've got to be realistic. I think you've got to know, look, like what's important in my life. Fitness is pretty important to me. I like making sure I do fitness. If I don't go to the gym, you don't have the best time. It doesn't have to be as intense as you normally are. So I feel like waking up, having a quick little snack, drinking your water, going to the gym, doesn't have to be a 4-hour workout, doesn't have to be a massive lifting session, just getting in there makes you feel accomplished. And then coming to work a little bit earlier, trying to do as much as you can in the morning while you've got the energy. And then as you get through to the evening, look, you're not going to work through till late at night. Just try and do what you need to do at least. And then anything extra, just take it as a win. And then once that month is over, just reset and recharge, I guess.
Beautiful. And just for the people listening, what's for you what's your perspective on Ramadan and what's your biggest focuses?
I think it's good. Obviously, growing up in Australia, it's not something you want to go out and tell everyone about because people are all going to have mixed opinions about it, which nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got mixed opinions about everything. I think it's good. Like, everyone should do it once. It just shows you, the whole reason we do it is to feel what people feel like that don't have food, don't have access to clean water, and it teaches you to appreciate what you do have. So you might be, like you see those stories where people have a crappy car and they're like, oh, I wish I had a better car, but then there's a guy walking or catching the bus, and it just makes you feel like that. So a steak at night, people haven't had steak their whole life. So it's just something that you take to appreciate a little bit more, I guess.
No, beautiful. All right, beautiful. Well, thank you very much for coming on. Cool story from obviously working at the chemist and sort of being around the community and the local area to now coming into the sales and having your first year under the belt with Attree. So I wanted to thank you for coming on.
No worries, thank you.
And all the best.